I believe that anything can be considered a language. Just like a native written or verbal language, one becomes more literate with practice. My most expressive language is dance. Somehow, it just so happens that I can express so much more through my body than through writing, even though I love and participate in both activities equally. When I stop to think about it, I realize that I walk because I'm going somewhere. When I'm excited, I jump up and down, or pump my fist. But I'll also hang my head in a state of sorrow or remorse. People use body movement, or kinesics, as they call it in communication, to express thoughts all the time. Dance is just an organized form of that language. Let's call it a physical essay. The way that someone becomes more literate in dance is to learn more moves, just as a speaker or writer learns more vocabulary words to express himself in more complex or sophisticated ways. As a person learns new words, he or she also learns how to express different moods or emotions. For example, a person can say that he or she is feeling happy or ecstatic, but they can also say that he or she feels sad or devastated. Learning types of dance is the equivalent of learning new vocabulary words, and the various types are very much like songs in different genres of music, or the vast amount of literature that there is out there. And just like a conversation, dance can be a two-way street. For instance, if I'm feeling melancholy, I might go to the studio, turn on some soft rock, and dance a style that is referred to as lyrical. On the other hand, if I'm in a seductive mood, my movement tends to be a little more jazzy as I sway my hips to the rhythm and incorporate slow, extended, full body layouts and kicks. If there is an audience watching me then, they would pick up some sort of message, as if it were a direct communication chain. Becoming literate in anything also takes application. Learning to dance hip-hop was actually very similar to my experience with learning French in high school. Since I was already very comfortable with the English language and one of the more gifted students when it came to grammar, I picked up French fairly easily because I could apply the rules I already knew to the foreign language. Of course, there were words and rules that were completely new to me, and they took a little longer to master. This is the same underlying principle that applies to learning a new style of dance. When I was learning hip-hop, I was able to use the sense of rhythm that I had already mastered. And of course, I already knew how to do turns and kicks and all that, but not being able to point my toes, in most situations, took practice. I had to consciously think about what my feet looked like at all times. That application process was there, though, because I already knew how to flex my feet. I just had to apply it to this particular style of dance. Not only is dance its own language, in my first dance class, I had no idea what a passe was. I had no idea how to do a chaîné jeté or an arabesque. I am literate enough now, though, 2 years later, to know that if an instructor asks me for a leap in second, I will have to do a chassé step leap with my body open to the audience and legs in a straddle position. It might be a little strange, but I'll ask someone to dance with me or watch me dance, especially on the weekends, if they are wondering how I'm feeling. I may be known as the girl who dances, but I am not known as the girl without a personality, because I talk so much through the language of dance. I was walking on the damp grass in my bare feet at about midnight, counting the big, asymmetrical, ugly rocks that lay side by side, each one there to mark its own story. If anyone was observant enough to lift a rock and check its underside, he would find a name. But not just a name, a backwards name. You didn't think I would let myself get caught that easy, did you? So what book are you reading? Oh wait, you're not actually reading a book. You're hearing and interpreting my own story about dance through a camera, through a video. I'm not published, but my life is a whole lot easier now that I know that I can tell a story through a camera or on a blog, because writing across media is just that. Not every story comes from a page anymore, and that's why I love it so much. Thank you so much for watching. You are hearing blah 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 blah. Look at me, I'm on camera! Ah!